We're doing this for them, not for us.
On page 1, line 1, there's a blank that needs to be filled in. On my copy.
Made effective, right,
When?
the effective date.
The effective date needs to be added
So
in
it
there.
says, July 12th, 2012 is what we're voting on, so I would expect that to be put in there when it's
Yes.
signed.
Yes.
Do we need the through date on there as well?
That's at number 2, at the bottom of the term,
On the term.
ending
15
June.
years, yep,
15
ending.
years.
Well, this says it's commencing July 1, so
July
it'll
1.
make effective though when we vote, so it would be today's date, today's date, 19.
Mm-hmm.
7/19.
But don't put it in yet, we haven't voted.
Right.
Well, it's not in there, can you vote on it?
Oh, we could vote on that, it just says effective.
Roll call. Trustee Myers,
Aye.
trustee Stewart,
Aye.
I vote aye, trustee Thomas,
Aye.
trustee Meadows,
Aye.
Mr. President,
Aye, motion carries. Thank you for 7/19/12.
I already did.
There you go. First consideration of policy 5170, recruitment.
Mr. President, I move that the Willow Run Board of Education open for first consideration of board policy 5170, recruitment.
Support.
It has been moved and supported that the Willow Run Board of Education open for first consideration of board policy 5170, recruitment. Discussion.
This is one of the ones we had talked about, having to add instructional personnel being highly qualified to the policy for MBE.
And I appreciate you, putting that, the change there.
This great house, her great house did all that for me. She did a wonderful job.
It makes it much easier.
Yes, it does.
Any other discussion? All right, first consideration of policy 5175, criminal history, background checks.
Mr. President, I move that the Willow Run Board of Education open for first consideration board policy 5175, criminal history and background checks.
Support.
It has been moved and supported that the Willow Run Board of Education open for first consideration of board policy 5175, criminal history and background checks. Discussion.
This is also the same thing, we had to delete and change a section at the beginning there per MBE. And I guess that's all I need to say on that.
I know this says, under the list of offenses, including any of the following, under A, it says being engaged in indecent and obscene conduct in a public place. I know the internet is public, but I do think we need to add internet. I know that's a policy, but somehow we need to get that in there.
I'm sorry, can you tell, down at the bottom, second half of this,
Yes, at the
page
bottom.
2?
No, on page 1, a
very
listed
bottom.
offense includes any of the following. Being-
Well,
I know, these
so
are,
it's, yes, but, I mean, it has it lists the Michigan law.
right,
Yes.
right.
And
I
because
know.
it was
Yeah.
Michigan law, we're better off
Not,
sticking with
yeah,
that.
revising it could actually cause us more grief.
Okay, all right.
First consideration of policy 7170, federal program administration.
Mr. President, I move that the Willow Run Board of Education open for first consideration of board policy 7170, federal program administration.
Support.
It has been moved and supported that the Willow Run Board of Education open for first consideration of board policy 7170, federal program administration. Discussion.
Well, in this case, what we did was, for MBE, we took the regulation and made it policy. That's why we delete on the -R.
should be 7175 on the next
At
one.
the
Okay.
top, yes, that's where the error occurred, that should be 75. Apologize for that.
It's all right. First consideration of policy 7175, federal program administration.
Mr. President, I move the Willow Run Board of Education open for consideration of board policy 7175, parent/guardians involvement policy.
Support.
It has been moved and supported that the Willow Run Board of Education open for first consideration of board policy 7175, parents, guardians involvement policy. Discussion.
In this case, we had to add the preschool parent involvement and a school parent compact into the policy for MBE.
And the school parent compact is not something that's new, it's just now in policy.
Well, in the student handbook, is any of it stated?
The building level, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The building level policies are written based on the district board policy. And because we didn't have any preschool components in the board policy, all of our building policies are off. They found that in our on-site review in February. So we had to adjust the district first. The buildings will be adjusted in the fall with the parent meetings, and like we've always done.
Okay, thank you.
Approval of monthly bills payable.
Mr. President, I move that the Willow Run Board of Education approve the following general fund checks. Check number 57602 through and including check number 57763, with the exception of voided checks as noted on page 7 of the general fund check register, totaling $1,765,990.32, and no building and site checks.
Support?
It has been moved and supported that the Willow Run Board of Education approve the following general fund checks. Check number 57602 through and including check number 57763, with the exception of voided checks as noted on page 7 of the general fund check register, totaling $1,765,990.32, and no building and site checks. All those in favor? Those opposed?
Who's asleep?
You don't even know the half right now. Approval of purchase order, Intercom Technical Services Group.
Mr. President, I move the Willow Run Board of Education approve purchase order number 0009J to Intercom TSG for Astero support and maintenance services in the amount of $14,253.60.
Support.
It has been moved and supported that the Willow Run Board of Education approve purchase order number 0009J to Intercom TSG for Astero support and maintenance services in the amount of $14,253.60. Discussion.
If you have any questions, Mr. Gomes is here to answer them.
He's here, we gotta ask him something.
I'm pretty sure he'll be all right.
I thought that the supporting material was pretty good. So.
That's good.